Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask Talk Show. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is Know Your City Officials. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask Talk Show. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is Know Your City Officials. And we have with us 3 city officials from the city of River Rouge. So we want to start off with Camila Pasha, assessor for the city of River Rouge, Bridget Bowler, deputy clerk, city of River Rouge, and Danielle Cordell, a clerical assistant. Did I get that right, ladies?
You were close.
Okay. Well, we'll practice. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're trying to do here today is fill in the gap. A lot of people who come to your city offices don't know what they're looking for, are confused when they walk through the door, and usually are intimidated. So we wanted to start off with the city of River Rouge to tell us about what kind of services does the city of River Rouge provide. So, Ms. Pasha, could you start off with being an assessor? What does an assessor do?
Yes, Marcia. The assessor responsibility is to value and assess real estate and personal property within our county. We also do property transfers, any kind of paperwork they need to fill out. We're there to assist the residents of River Rouge.
Okay, now a lot of times when a person comes in, they're not sure. So do they automatically know that you're there as an assessor to help them with their property, or do they have to ask for you? How does it go?
Well, usually if they can't find our office, they usually stop down at the treasurer's office. That's the first office they come to. And then they'll ask, and then they'll appoint. I'm upstairs on the 2nd floor. So in our office have a little tag on the top says assessor, the building department, this department, so they know how to find us.
Okay. All right, so Bridget, I know that you must be on the main floor. So when a person comes in and they come to your desk or deputy clerk's office, what are they asking for? What are some of the things that they're looking for?
We're kind of like the directors of our city. We're the heart of the city hall. So people come to us for every office, and we normally direct them to whatever department they need to go to. In the city clerk's office, we do handle the elections, and we handle the council, anything that needs to go on the agendas. We do notary of the public, and we provide that service for free for our residents.
Okay, so if a person comes in, I come in the building and I'm a little turned around, I'm not sure what it is that I need, so I can actually tell you, I say, well, I got some property tax issues. You're directing me to where to handle the property tax.
You would go to the treasurer's office or to the assessor's office. The assessor's office is upstairs, so we try to help them first downstairs before we send them up there.
Okay, all right. So Danielle, I didn't want to leave you out. So, so Danielle, I know that it says clerical assistance, but you actually are talking to the public. So what do you do?
So for the most part, I do majority of the answering of the calls. We get calls of all different sorts, calls for the DPW, asking what needs to be done with lawn bags or things of that sort. So we direct those people to wherever they need to go, give them the proper phone number if they don't already have it available. We also do dog and cat licensing in the clerk's office. And so we have a book that we fill out, and then we have tags that we give them. In the beginning of the year, roughly, we do dog and cat licensing where we do dog shots for rabies. And we do that roughly about once a year. And we offer dog food, cat food,
Okay, that should make the residents happy to know that
Yes.
they. So it's actually free food for the animals
Yes.
if they come
As
there.
long as they come and register their animal, yes.
Okay, imagine how many people really don't know that. They just, don't either get the animal's license, or they come in and get the license and don't think, that there's anything else attached to it. There's a freebie.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So ideally, I'm glad to have you ladies join us because, like I said, we're going to go from city to city. Officials to ask, what do you do and how do we know? Because a lot of us don't know, and including myself. Sometimes I get turned around. I'm standing there and I'm trying to figure out where is the deeds office? Where is the office that tells me how to apply for a fraud claim? A lot of that's going on lately. That there's people who are actually using fraud information to get deeds from people's property and stuff. Do you guys deal with that property fraud or anything?
That goes to the counties.
Yes.
Okay. So somebody who's dealing with a fraud issue, you'll be able to direct them to who to go to.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Well, usually, if there's some kind of fraud going on, we usually try to talk to our lawyers. We have lawyers within our office, and they will refer it to whatever office that they need to send it to. But they usually take care of it, any kind of fraud.
Okay, and that's fearful. That's what's
Yep.
going on lately. So that's pretty much, the fear of the public saying, I've been living in this house for 50 years, and all of a sudden now somebody says you don't own this property anymore. The challenge of going through that and trying to get it back or to recognize that this is the original owner. People are stumbling, especially if you're a senior citizen and somebody came to your door and said, sign this, this is for something else. So a lot of that does go on.
We just had a resident from the city of Detroit come to River Rouge, and she was in tears because I told her she was going to be losing her home and she needed help. And so we took it upon ourselves to call our county commissioner, Kara Clementi, and we put Kara on the case, and we ended up saving that woman's home. Her family came to our office, and that was like one of our greatest accomplishments in our office.
Yes.
It was great, and she was just so happy and thankful, and we now made friends in the city of Detroit.
Yes.
See, that's cheerful just enough because, like you said, she came to your office seeking some help and in tears. I mean, you're upset because you're like, who can sign my name and say that I signed this off to them? Who can do that? And you don't have any proof. But yet somebody says, oh, you don't own this property anymore.
Right.
Especially if it's been in the family line for a long time. And all of a sudden, one day it seemed like it's not the family's anymore, but it shows a history of 50 years, 60 years. So how do you think, or do you guys know off the top how a person should address that? Just basically, you refer.
Well, like I said, that's illegal. That is legal. That goes straight to legal. And if we can't handle it, if it's out of our realm, it goes straight to legal department, and then they'll take it from there. Whether they call down to Wayne County, and what other department they have to reach to settle that situation.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm on that because a lot of it's going on. So we just want to make sure that as the viewers, tune into this particular segment, they do understand that there is help out there, and that even if they come to your office and they're not sure, you still can direct them to where they may need to go to get that help before.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So now, Danielle, I heard you say something about the like yard pickup and everything. I struggle with that. I keep calling like. Get this stuff out of here. So people do call and ask questions about
Regularly.
yard waste and
Yes.
everything, and
Yes.
I mean, what's one of the biggest questions they ask? When is they coming to get it?
So we have specific days for yard bag pickups. We also have special days for bulk pickup. So we actually have a newsletter that goes out and informs residents of that.
Yes.
But those that do not receive the newsletter or misplace it, they call. It seems like majority of the clerk's office.
Hey, I'm gonna start there first. Okay. So I tell you what, ladies, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna be right back with some more good information about what does your city officials do. We'll be right back.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know how I am. I always tell you, get your pens and paper out, because why? you got questions, you need phone numbers. So we're going to get the numbers to the City of River Rouge office so that you can call in case you have a question, especially if you're a resident of the City of River Rouge. Now, in the case of trying to figure out from city to city, hold on. We're going to see each and every one of our cities if we can get to them. So the City of Detroit, City of Clawson, City of Troy, whoever it is that's interested in telling their story, we're going to take care of that for you. Now, I'm going to start off with the question for you, the assessor, Ms. Pasha.
Yes.
Are there certain times of the year that the assessor talks to the residents and, about their housing and assess their properties? Is there certain times?
Yes. 3 times a year, we have what they call a board of reviews, and we have a board that sits down with our residents and and talk about the problems they're having on their property. And this is basically in March, July, and December. March is the big one. July and December is basically for clerical errors. Okay, and we have guidelines for poverty exemption. If you qualify, you can fill out a poverty exemption form, and then it goes by the income. Okay, so if you qualify, you will get a deduction in your taxes.
Okay.
So, and then also and it's based on your income and assets. Also for the veterans, they're 100% disabled, 100% qualified for it if they're due to and based on the service of the connected disability. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now, a lot of people don't, I'm sorry to cut you off, but a lot of people don't understand about when they want to see if they're eligible for a tax exemption, because actually some people who've been in that house so long, they should know that they are eligible for a tax exemption.
Well, circumstances change. Okay, people's circumstances change. Kids move out, or a parent pass away, or the house is being transferred to the siblings or whatever. But circumstances do change. So if a person is qualified under those income guidelines, they will get a deduction. They will. And
But it's 3 times a year that they can apply.
three times. No, it's basically in March, but they do go by and do clerical errors, do corrections in July and December. But they can come up and still appeal their problems they're having with their income, with their taxes, any property that was sold that we weren't aware of. They might have had a garage torn down.
Okay.
That we weren't aware of. They might have did some work on their property. So it was a lot of different things, that surround that.
Okay. So are there any programs that you can recommend to the residents of River Rouge?
Yes, the My Half program is one of them. That's the Michigan. It's called My Half, and it was under our Mayor William Campbell and our treasurer Eric Sabri. They bought that to River Rouge in March to help with foreclosures, different programs. So
Okay.
that is and it will come back around. That's what I was told. So
So that's the Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund.
yes.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. So
Assistance fund. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they're not sure if that's going to be ongoing, but it is available right now.
It is available right now. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund, and we'll bring that up because I know a lot of people want to know about that program.
Yeah,
If
called
they-
My Half.
Yeah, if they're getting some assistance, I mean, there's a website, myhalf.michigan.gov,
Yes.
and then there's a phone number. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, don't panic. We're going to post it. All right, so but people are like, well, why didn't you give out the phone number? Okay, so just for the record, 313-224-5990. 313-224-5990, and the website, myhalf.michigan.gov. But we will post that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's important. You want to know that, and we're thankful that these ladies brought that to our attention today. Okay, so that's good. I mean, people don't know, and hey, by the time this show airs, they're going to need
They're
that.
gonna know. They're gonna know.
They're going to need that help. What about the Tax Preparer Assistance Day? I mean, you guys had one, so is that going to be ongoing, or how's that going to work?
It's going to be ongoing, and they will let us know when they will have it. So it turned out real good. It was a lot of people that showed up, and they were very grateful. So we always post everything. We have like a big sign out in front of the City of River Rouge where they can see and read it. And we also have the newsletter, as Danielle was saying, that, you know, states everything that's going on in the city. So it'll be posted, and I hope it do come back around. It was a big help,
Okay, great.
very big help.
Okay. Well, Bridget, I mean, you know, you and Danielle hosting some things around here. So we hear about the No Kids Without a Christmas, coats and hats and glove drive, backpack giveaways, food pantry and police department, tree planting with the DTE and relief, dog and cat licensing free shop programs with Woodhaven Animal Hospital. You guys cover all that?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little about some of these things, because I know the parents are really like, no kids without a Christmas? What is that about?
So we started that about 9 years ago, and we realized that there was children in our neighborhood that needed help and needed assistance. So there was a group just from the neighborhood. My husband used to do Santa Claus at the library, and he said, I really want to do something for these kids when they're asking us for a gift and we can't provide them with that gift that they're asking. So our whole community pulled together, and we started just bringing donations in. We first adopted 90 children our first year, and we gave them each $100 worth of gifts.
Wow.
Last year we adopted 400 children at about $250 each. With all the donations that we brought in, our whole community is involved.
Okay.
People that are out of our community, they come down and help out as well.
That's
It's an amazing thing.
That's wonderful. You got a smile on your face, so I know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That got to warm your heart and everything. So what's the coats, hats, and glove drive?
So DTE and the Gores Family Foundation help sponsor us, and Tittle Construction, Merrill Debt from Woodhaven first started bringing the program down to Rouge about 10 years ago, and she needed somebody to help take the lead because they were coming down to our city to help. And they're our big sister community, and they showed us the way, and now every year we do a coats, hats, and gloves drive. We do it out of the fire department since COVID started. It's a drive-through, and last year we provided $40,000 in coats, hats, and gloves for our community.
Wow, that is really, really, really nice. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong when you help out in the community, and then your residents want to give back by being involved as volunteers and things like that. But most of all, you see the smiles on the children's faces, and you know, they're looking forward to it. So that's great in itself. And you got the backpack giveaway right before the school year all the time. Okay, how many years have you been doing that?
6 years for the backpack giveaway. The high school does a backpack giveaway as well, and they do a registration, and the clerk's office will be there to help register residents to vote if they need to register to vote.
Okay.
And then we do one with the church in our city. That's a different program that they do, and with Commissioner Holly. And we will fill the backpacks with the supplies, so that way they're prepared for school.
Okay, so it's not just an empty backpack.
No, yeah, it's filled. It's
I
completely
think it's
filled.
just, okay, that's a good thing. So, well, let me squeeze in here. So, Danielle, I know you know something about this food pantry. What's going on with the food pantry?
So that's Mimi's mission. We get donations from, really they could come from anywhere. I believe our last big donation was from Carmoose. So what we do is we try to get items that children can make on their own. So working parents, they don't have to worry about, you know, anything that we have in there that has to be really cooked or anything like that. It's all fairly easy for children. We keep cereal, snacks, anything along them lines. It also, we have it in the police station also, so that our residents and children can come in and have a good relationship with the police officers, and that way it kind of builds a good relationship with them.
So is the food pantry ongoing?
Yes, always.
Okay.
Always,
All right.
yes.
Okay. And that's good to have a relationship with law enforcement, you know, so that you can know that, hey, there's the good guys. Okay.
Yes.
So we definitely, you know, applaud you with that. Well, I tell you what, we're going to take another break, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with some more good information about the city of River Rouge. We'll be right back.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
And welcome back to the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're saying, well, you know what, Marsha, I didn't get a chance to get that phone number or that email, you can always give us a call, 1-800-323-5336, Twitter, hashtag Just Ask Talk Show, or email me, Marsha at Just Ask Talk Show. Now, believe it or not, I do respond to all emails, and I do answer some of those calls. Well, I don't answer some of them. We get the calls, we respond back to you, okay? So if you see someone on this show, such as these ladies from the city of River Rouge, or any of our past guests, you can always reach out to us, and we will provide that resource to you, because that's what we do here at Just Ask, all right? So like I like to have a little fun with my viewers, because I don't want them to feel as though this is so, stringent, like, oh, everybody's so tight.
Yeah.
You ladies are doing a wonderful job representing your city, and we're grateful to have you start off our platform with what does your city officials do, okay? So thank you so much. I had this one question in particular, Camila, about, what I was going to ask you. What are one of the most common questions that people ask the assessor? What is it?
Why did my taxes go up?
Okay, I want to know that myself. All right, so.
Well, taxes go up, and it's based on the rate of inflation, and if there was a sale increase based on uncapping of property. So if just say you bought a house and they uncapped it, of course it's going to go up.
So what does uncap mean?
Uncapping mean like, okay, just say like you're a parent, and say your children sometimes they can take over the property, but if they sell it to someone else, if the children take over, it don't become uncapped. If someone else buy it, uncapping mean that what it was sold for back then is not the same. The taxes on it's going to go up because it's a different owner.
Okay.
Whole different scenario.
Okay, all right. But people are concerned about why their taxes going up. And
Yeah.
you get that little form in the mail once a year that says this is not a bill.
Yep.
But it tells me something else. So, and then it also says something about the property value. So how do we recognize when our property value go up? What are we supposed to look for?
Well, you have like the assessed value. You have like the building, the land that it's on. So it's different columns of why your property went up. Everybody this year went up 5%. Everybody in the state of Michigan. Mine went up, everybody's went up. So you get this form in the mail said this is not a bill, and it's not. But it will show you exactly like up in the left-hand corner, 5%, like maybe yours might went up $15. Somebody else's might have went up $25. So it depends, what you added or taken away from your property.
Okay.
So it's a lot of moving parts to that.
So my question is, and I guess I'm looking at it from my perspective, if it's my bill.
Okay.
Well, so people often say, if you report that you have enhanced the quality of your home, your property taxes go up. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, but everybody wants to improve the property and the value of their home. So what's the big deal that people say, don't tell them that you put a new roof on? Are
Right.
you serious? I'm like, I want you to know I got a new roof.
Well, see how we know you did it, because you have to go through the building department to
Okay.
get a permit to do the work. And then once the building department gets that information, it's submitted to us, and then that's when it's evaluated.
Wow. So people, just when you thought you were getting away.
Get
Okay. Go ahead and put that roof on there. All right. Get that over with. Okay. Get the sidewalk fixed. All right. Okay. So, Bridget, let me ask you about the business and marijuana license. Now, somebody's paying attention. So, what is the big deal about, well, I shouldn't say what's the big deal. What is it when it comes to the business of marijuana license?
So Rouge was one of the first cities in the state of Michigan to start bringing the marijuana business licensing in. And now everyone's starting to shadow us. So I have a lot of the other cities calling me and asking me questions. How did you guys do this? What ordinance did you guys do? And it has helped our tax base tremendously with the amount of taxes that we're getting for the recreational marijuana out of those businesses. Our school gets a nice chunk, and the city gets a nice chunk. So they divide it up between both of us. And then we also get the business licensing fee. We had one of our companies shut down, so the marijuana business license has actually covered that tax base for us to help us out to keep afloat.
Okay. I mean, is it difficult to get a license for marijuana recreation? You know, I mean, is it long drawn paperwork? Does it take a long time to process?
At first, it was. It was a harder process because everyone had to go through the state of Michigan and get approved through the state of Michigan for a license, and they had to find a building that was in the green zone. So it was difficult finding buildings in the green zone, and then we expanded our green zone to help open it up for our city. We have 8 dispensaries there. They don't want to let too many in, you know, because we have children there and we still have families. So we just want to make sure that we had enough, but not too much to where it's overcrowding our city.
Spread it out.
Spread it
Okay.
out. Yes.
All right. But you guys, for the license, do you just cover the city of River Rouge, or do you cover other local
We just do the city of River Rouge.
Okay. And everybody does their own?
Yes, and they would have to go to the city attorney first, fill out their application. There's a process for them to go through, show that they have their state licensing, that they have a building. Then we put it in front of our council to get an approval.
Okay. That sounds good. I mean, you know, people just feel like, you know, it's almost like liquor license to me. You know, you want to see if you can pass it on, but you can't because it has to be signed off and all this kind of stuff. So is it similar to liquor license, do you think?
I do think that it's similar to a liquor license, but you can't just pass it off to anybody as well. You have
Right.
to have approval to where you're doing it at, what zoning you're in.
Okay. So Danielle, you know, I'm going to ask you about this tree planting and DTE. So what is the deal with the tree planting, DTE involvement? Is that one of your questions, or you want to send it back to Bridget? Okay.
That one's gonna go
That's
to
Bridget.
Bridget.
Bridget, you can answer that.
Okay, so Mayor Campbell and I started this project about 4 years ago with Relief and DTE. DTE is one of the big companies in our city, and they want to make sure every year that we're planting trees and
Beautiful.
making it environmental friendly in River Rouge. So for the last 4 years, we have planted over 30 trees, and we did fruit trees. We did a community garden. We did fruit trees so that it would bear fruit for the children to be able to just come and pick their
Wow.
own fruit and
Yep.
stuff. So it's
right.
been awesome.
All right. Well, all of this sounds so wonderful, and I'm so glad to have you ladies join us today. And please tell Mayor Campbell that we thank him for giving us this opportunity to talk to the three of you. And my favorite line is, will you come back and join us again? Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Of
Well,
course.
you said yes. Bridget, like, I'm going to try. Okay. I'm not sure, but you ladies will be back. Okay.
We'll be back,
Okay.
yes.
Well,
We'll be back.
thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, like I said, we want to bring something different to the table now so that people can understand when you go to your city official offices, you can ask questions. You can ask us here at Just Ask, and we'll give you the answer to ask them, okay? The question to ask them. So don't be afraid to ask, okay? Just ask. I'm your host, Marsha Florence, with Just Ask, and what do I always say? If you have a question about a person with a disability or just a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host.